Good afternoon. This is a series on Sailing Tactics Matter, number 4, and we're talking today about climbing the ladder. And what we're going to do is look at 52 and her ability to climb the ladder and how she does that in this race at Emerald Lakes on the Gold Coast in Australia. Most importantly, prior to sailing the race, you can see there 52 has pulled his boat out and giving a good look over to make sure that there's no winch creep happening. His main boom and his jib boom is in the right position. Also his rig tension, pivot point, leech twist on the main and the jib are correctly set up, and also the foot. So after some fine tuning and adjustments to make sure they're all okay, Mike will pop his boat back in the water and start the race. Important to get to the starting line on time. So hopefully these guys will get there in time to start the race. Compete. We've got 18 boats sailing today down on the lake, and we've got perfect conditions. A couple of clouds in the background. Easterlies come in around about 10 kilometres an hour. So mid-range for the A+ rig sailing today. As you can see, there's some nice, beautiful setting here with a lot of boats going out. Start will happen shortly. Important to understand that the breeze doesn't blow in a direct line, it oscillates. What you see here is we're going in for a start. Important to have a good starboard hand start on the winning end. What you see is a number of boats get away evenly, and away we go. Port-hand boats had to tack under 5-2. 5-2 has got a good start and working their way out to the top buoy. A little bit of a knock there. You can see that the boat comes upright when you're headed, and 5-2 immediately tacks and takes advantage of that shift, and then we'll come back in now on starboard tack, figure around the mark in first place 5-2, second place 24, 3-5-4, 7-4-1. Importantly now to make sure you stay in the breeze lines and work out which buoy is the windward leeward mark. And you do that by pointing at the marks, and whichever side your boom is, you go to the opposite side. So in this case, the right hand side of the boom, so you get a left hand mark. And 5-2 rounds the buoy, comes up on the angles. Just keep an eye on the angles which she's sailing with. As soon as she gets headed, she'll probably tack, but you'll notice the boat moves upright and then she'll tack. Moving quickly, not stalling at all, and making sure the boat's moving cleanly through the water with the rest of the fleet coming through. The advantage of being in the lead is that you've got clean air. The disadvantage is you don't know how the breeze is going to fluctuate. So it's important to keep an eye on your telltales, keep an eye on the way in which the boat is heeling. If your boat overheels, it means you need to go into the breeze a little bit. However, if the boat lifts into the wind, then you are probably knocking and you need to bear away a little bit. But perfect conditions out here. You can see he's just creeped around the top mark. important not to overlay, but sometimes it's important to go as fast as possible. And by coming up to that mark a little bit short, that's cost her probably a boat length. But she's clear ahead at this stage, and moving down to the bottom mark, the left-hand mark, where there is a little bit, that's a weather, the windward mark, leeward mark, but more importantly, there's pressure on that side, and she's got into a pattern of sailing, basically 20 metres up on port tack, getting a knock, and coming across on starboard, on the starboard ley line, minimising the number of tacks she has to do, and also maximising her pointing with working the variations in the breeze. So you can see she's coming across now. Watch for the lift of the boat. As the boat lifts, she'll tack. There you see it, the boat lifted, and then she tacked pretty well quickly on that one. Making sure she bears away slightly to ensure that she keeps that boat speed going. She's been headed just then, but she's managed to keep going, and she's got a lift on that side, and continues to work her way up towards the buoy. A little bit short of the buoy at this stage, but she might get a lift in here, otherwise she'll have to tack. And she will have to tack. Notice she was headed then. As soon as she's headed, she'll tack again. Importantly, in these light airs, make your tack round. You're tacking slow, and but make sure you bear away to maximise the pressure on your sails and your boat's performance. So on that leg, she's crept away a little bit further. So she leads the fleet by around about half a leg at this particular point in time, and she may be catching some of the back runners at this stage. In second place we have 741, third place 354, with the rest of the fleet coming through. Always difficult to know when to turn around the buoy. A good way of observing the back edge of the boat, when the back edge of the boat is level with the yellow buoy, that's the time to turn. It's always difficult, particularly in these conditions where you're looking at about nearly 100 metres distance. Very difficult to judge when to turn around these buoys. This is obviously zoomed in, and that's not the view which most people will be watching when they're watching the boats moving upwind. You can see they're similar, very similar pattern to what 5-2 sailed previously, and 5-2 is coming up. This is the last leg. They do 3 hot dogs and a finish. The rest of the fleet coming through, around about 20 boat lengths behind. So well sailed, Mike, and coming up to the top mark now. The series on sailing tactics matter will continue. We've got around about 8 videos on the various issues and various tactics which people use. But this is quite a good one on climbing the ladder. That's it for me now. Bye for now.